here for the Poetry Bomb. I know I'm not in Chicago right now, but of course in honor of that, I was going to read things like I did 10 years ago at my first Chicago Poetry Bomb, which was at all of the L train stops in Chicago. I read periodic table poems, and so I figured since I had just released the book Twitterverse Periodic Table Poetry, I thought that I would share a few things from this book for you guys. I'll try to do a couple sets of readings for it because that seems like an appropriate thing to do at these times. I hope you appreciate them. They are ones that I've never read from this book before for you guys. This first one is Aluminum Becomes Priceless. He bought me a bracelet from a book/movie made from the story's metal invention. The story metal's not real, but my bracelet's real, so what metal was making this bracelet? He suggested it might be aluminum. All I could think was that it was priceless. The next one for you guys is Silicon Complete. And they say I don't need you. No, not biologically, mind you. But when I need a moment of peace, solemn tranquility, I run my toes through you everywhere on the beach, and I feel complete again. A lot of these poems actually also have Instagram, Twitter images for it, and oh, it should wave to people that are watching on YouTube. Sorry, it tells me on my screen, hey, wave to people who are watching live. So I have to do that because I have to do what my corporate Facebook master says, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, if you find these things online or buy a copy of the book, you will see that they have Instagram images for a lot of these as well. These don't, though. These next couple of silicon pieces. This is silicon implants. Why would men destroy you for implants for women they find less pleasing to the eye? No, your dangerous silicone implants aren't there to make women feel better, only men. Look what women feel that they have to do for you. It's a waste. And man, it's tough. Having all of that on your chest. Ugh, why would you do that to yourself? I don't get it. Sorry, next silicone one. This is the taco meat filling. The rumor went around a few years back that Taco Bell's taco meat filling was only 1/3 meat, plus seasonings and silicon dioxide, otherwise known as sand. Hearing Taco Bell say it's harmless and is used in foods doesn't make us feel any better. Alright, enough of silicon. We're going to phosphorus. Phosphorus balance. My creation depended on you. You're my light bearer. You're my morning star. Down to my membranes, you give me life. Yet you can ignite on contact with the air. You're as tumultuous and as precious as life itself. Oh, and you have to have different elements of phosphorus. This is phosphorus. Strike that bread. Strike that bread. You're innocuous enough, but when spread thin, anyone could strike you with one little stick and set anything on fire. Or some may mix you up to make crystal meth. They say you're common, they say you're harmless, but what energy do you really harness? You didn't know you were getting a science lesson at this Poetry Bomb. We've got one more from phosphorus. This is phosphorus Willie Pete. Willie Pete. After what I've seen, all I've been through, once I see the Willie Pete, you couldn't put it out once it started burning. I connect to it all again. You may see the smoke, think war is bad, but Willie Pete was our closest thing to getting out alive. Next element for you guys, this is phosphine for Venus. Fertility versus volcanism. And no, for you Star Trek fan, I didn't say volcanism, I said volcanism. Scientists claim hard evidence with phosphine in Venus's clouds that Venus hosts life. Check your premises, some say. Phosphine comes from volcanoes active on Venus. Phosphines on Earth, biosignature gas made by living organism. But on Venus, volcanism kills all of life's virility. And as I said, you can check out if there are images. There are images in the book, but there are also color images online with some of these, because I'm looking at them in the book as I'm going through these, which I'm not going to show you because they're black and white. But this next one is sulfur. Sulfur, suddenly. Stepping through the 9/11 wreckage, I breathed. Suddenly, sulfur. In the papers, the fuel, the people, in the fire. The drywall disintegrated, supplying more sulfur, and I couldn't stop coughing, and I had to catch my breath. Next element for you guys. I'm checking my time to make sure I'll give you maybe a 10-minute readings at a time with these. This one is chlorine. The good and the bad. They say it disinfects, though in the 1830s, various chlorine compounds were made to remove the smell of dead flesh in hospitals. Germany in World War I used it as a lethal gas, so maybe chlorine as an antiseptic helped people with chlorine skin burns get better. I think I've read this before at places and I got a kick out of it. This is argon, like my exes. Argon was named for the Greek word for lazy, because argon is so stable and resistant to bonding that seems common, and also like a few of my exes. This is, yay, I'm going to give you potassium. That's the next element for you guys. This is potassium. And Chef Boyardee. Potassium. Damn it. Potassium, damn it. I have to remember that when I've got sore joints. I need more potassium. But, maybe that is what this is about. Potassium and Chef Boyardee. Doctors say you need more to stop the muscle cramps. Eat bananas, but bananas have fractions of what you need. Supplement jars? That much would kill you. But, now don't fret, one can of Chef Boyardee has 8 times the potassium of a banana. What a culinary treat. Chef Boyardee. Oh, I've got a few for the next element for you guys. This is calcium. This is calcium, osteoporosis, and the meat. Historically, osteoporosis wasn't even recorded until after humans added more red meat to their diet. Our riches afforded so continue our gluttony until all the excess protein pulls the calcium away from our bones, where we and our bones pay the price. More recent calcium one. I've got to get on my moral high ground with the vegetarian red meat one, but this is a more sciencey one for calcium. Calcium, voltage to the brain. Neurologists found certain brain cells use not just the usual sodium ions to fire, like voltage for the brain, but precious calcium as well. Calcium is good for your bones, and dendritic calcium action potential may be the key to XOR brain activity, giving your brain the right charge. Okay, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think that's number 20, calcium. Oh, I think I'm going to do one more calcium one, and then I will close this reading out for you, and then I'll end it on calcium with the last one. Calcium can be good for the ozone tube. CO2 traps the sun's heat, warms our planet. Volcanic eruptions shoot dust into the upper atmosphere, drop the global temp. So why not shoot aerosols into the stratosphere and reflect sunlight away? Scopex speculates shooting calcium carbonate up high, for that will beat the heat. Which is perfect to say at the end of April, where it's going to be spring and the weather is wonderful. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you all so much for listening. I'm going to come up with another reading of more Twitter-length periodic table poems from the book Twitterverse Periodic Table Poetry. You guys hang in there, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.